and communion was at 2 p.m. And I told her, oh, the communion is at 1. She came at 2, right on time. An hour
It's
late.
crazy, isn't it?
When she came, we were already sitting down, waiting for the priest to arrive. And she came running. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh. And I'm like, no, you're okay. We're just starting. And she looked at me with shock, like she was outraged and I lied to her. And I was like, girl, see, but you're on time now. We have to lie to you. You're not reliable. We have to like.
Hi, everyone. If you enjoy the episode, if you learned something today, please consider following the show, subscribing to your favorite podcast platform, or leaving a 5 stars review. This helps the podcast more than we could say. This allows us to reach more and more people, and that would mean the world to us. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm Veronique.
And I'm Sylvia,
Welcome to the High Vibes and the Mind podcast.
where multicultural moms connect.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. This is High Vibes and Mike with Sylvia and Veronique. I'm Veronique, I'm talking right now. How are you, Sylvia?
Hi, doing well. Hi, everyone.
So today we're going to talk about some bad habits. What do you have? Do you have any bad habits that you were able to get rid of, or you're still working on some, or you completely done, or some you still have and you don't know how to get rid of it? Let's talk about that. That's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I have plenty. Sylvia has 0. She's perfect. She has 0 bad habits,
Yeah.
but she's
Yeah.
going to comment on mine.
Just zero memory. I just need to refresh my memory because I'm sure there's a bunch of.
Sorry. All right. The first one, bad habit that I'm very happy that I don't have anymore. I quit smoking.
Me too. Okay. See? I'm the same.
Right. And was it hard or was it easy? I don't know. It was easy to do, but in the long run, it was there was a lot of, how do you say, when you go back.
Ups and downs.
Ups and downs. But thank God, it was at the time when I met Pascal. He's not a smoker, so that helped a lot.
Mhm.
And his group of friends don't smoke. My group of friends, they all smoke. But when I moved in with him, I was seeing more his friend than mine. And after a while, most of all my friends, I don't know why, they all went back to Europe. I don't know why. They all abandoned me. So I was like hanging out more with his friends, and nobody smoked. So it was kind of easy for that. But when you're stressed out, or I remember I quit for a good while, and then I had that job which I didn't want to take. Right after the one we had together, that was so nice. I really wanted to extend that job, so I took another job that I knew wasn't going to work out. I'm like, this is more money, it's during the day, so I'm going to take it. It was horrible, a horrible job. And what did I do? Went straight back to my pack of right back. And I was smoking, when I was there, and then I was brushing my teeth before I go home.
Oh, yeah. Did he really believe that? He would not smell anything. Wow.
Of course, it's in my hair, it's in my clothes.
Oh, there's no way. Yeah.
Nice guy. He didn't say anything for a while. He just pretended he didn't know. And then when they said, I know you still smoke, right? So
Yeah.
then I quit that job and I quit smoking again. And this time it worked. So yeah, that's one bad habit we have in common. The one that I tried not to do anymore, and I used to do that a lot. Judge people very quickly.
It's a work in progress for me. I'm actually working on it right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, really try like said. And you know what I learned? That book that I think I told you that I started listening to Joe Dispenza book while we were like this audiobook, and I had to listen to it again because it's kind of complicated. But he was like, to sum up at the end, he was saying like things that you want to change, like bad habits, like so that you can get rid of the old you of things that you used to do. You don't want to do it anymore. Yeah. You call it out loud. Like if it's something like that, like judging, like if you see yourself judging someone or doing something like you're not pleased with yourself, you say like change. You say it loud. Change. You call it out right away. So if I'm starting to think about like, oh, and this person did this and this is that, and like, of course, and then even today I thought about, and I right away like I said, change. It's just like get out of like snap out of it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. So yeah, this is definitely a work in progress that I've been focusing on, like not doing anymore. Not doing it. People have their own lives and their own things. Yeah. You don't know, right? So
we don't know what's going on, right? And like we said before, words have power. So if you said, yourself, change, it's going to work, right? You will change.
Yeah.
I used to judge people sometimes from the first time I see somebody, from the, like they say, you don't judge a book by its cover, right? And and one of my best friends, the first time I hated her. She's French. She knows. I don't know if she's into the podcast, but the first time I saw her, I was like, we used to work for Air France together. I was like, oh, I hate that girl. I hated her. First time I met her, and actually she's a lovely girl. I love her. But the first time I met her, I was like, who is that bitch? I hate her. I don't like her. So thank God I don't think I do that anymore. I'm more like, what you say now. I'm like, okay, people have lives. You don't know what's going on. You don't know the whole story. Just, I can give you an example very, very easily. I used to work with this girl for a company together for a few months. And then we said, okay, let's keep, let's stay in contact. And I was always the one calling. She wasn't calling back. And after a while, I just let it go. Then I found that good job. And she saw it on LinkedIn and she asked me for a referral, to work with us. And I'm like, okay. And then but I was a bit, taking a bad. I'm like, okay, you contacted me for the job, but you never stay in contact with me, And then when she come to work in the company, I told her, so what happened to you? I didn't hear from you. I couldn't hear from you for months. What happened? And she actually told me, Veronique, you have no idea. I had to take care of my mother-in-law. She was so sick. She came to live with us. We couldn't keep her in the facility she was at. So we had to take her with us, and I was taking care of her all day long. And at the end of the day, I was exhausted. And then I think she went back to the facility and she passed away, and she was very sad. And her husband, she took care of the husband. So she said for like a whole year, she had no life. And I felt, I was like, look at you. Look how such a bitch. You're such a bad, I was thinking just of myself, like, why she didn't contact me? But, I was thinking about my, like, being selfish when she had all that drama happening in her life that I didn't know about. So,
yeah. That's true.
No, right?
Be careful, better just let it go, ignore, like it's fine,
Yeah, exactly. So not judge people very quickly. Something so work in progress, but getting better and better at it right now. Not living in the past anymore. Live in freaking present.
Oh yes.
I used to live in the past, especially with the cheating boyfriend. Oh my God. I used to live in the past forever. Live in the present and not too much in the future. It's good to have, of course, hopes and dream and, and project. But, okay, appreciate what you have right now. Because the past is over. It's done. Change it. Right?
It's another thing that is also in the book, and he's saying that most of us, vast majority, it's either thinking about the past or about the future. Yes. Never about the present of what's going on right now. It's amazing. So you're never present. You're never like living the moment, So it's a good one to. It's like I'm working on it too, because it's so hard, right? Like this to just ignore. But then when you think about why am I wasting my time thinking about this thing that already happened? It's like it's in the past. Who cares? Like there's no way to change what So it's just so silly, and just going through that in the mind.
Do you realize all energy it takes to just rethink about everything that happened a year ago or 3 months ago or 2 weeks ago with that person and blah, blah, blah. It takes a lot of energy just thinking
Mhm.
about it. And that's another thing that goes with it, holding grudges. I'm trying not to do that
Yes.
anymore. Who cares? Who
Yeah.
cares, really? Who really cares? Holding grudges. That's something I wouldn't say it's really a work in progress because okay, touching wood in case no big drama, with friends or family happening right now. But if something happened, I hope now I have the tools to deal with it because I learn a lot.
Yeah, because
So
life throws things at us you have to deal with. But once you know how to manage the things
mhm,
that happen, then it's much easier.
yeah.
And actually, before I forget, uh,
Mhm.
bad habits uh,
Okay.
related worrying about what other people think of you.
Oh my God.
This
Yeah.
is, and I'm telling you, this is like number one for me. And now I'm like, I am done with this BS. And I said, like, enough. And it said, change, change, change. No, 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 no. This is just, it's an insane stress that is put on you for no reason. It's completely ridiculous. And people are not even thinking of you. Like, couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it, maybe-
So this is a huge one.
is it in your nature? Maybe it's in your nature. It's hard, to fight your own nature. If you always were like that, being, thinking about, oh, what are they going to think about me? It's hard to
Yeah.
change that. It's very hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
But that's what you can change. It's like
mhm,
letting go of your old self. That is part of actually this book that I'm almost done. It's about letting go. You can be, it's like the habit of being yourself, your old self. You can let it be part of your past. You don't
mhm,
need to act like that. But it takes a lot of deprogramming. Yeah. A lot of work
okay.
of just like, enough of that. Don't, because it's going to come back because it's comfortable to just go back to that.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is definitely a bad habit that I am learning to quit and don't
Uh,
give a damn.
just I just want to mention that we're going to talk more in detail about that book later in another episode because I have just started the book too,
Yes.
and we will talk about it because
You listen to it twice probably because I
oh,
had to
really?
listen to it twice. It's kind
Is it
of,
big? Does it take a long time or?
yeah, but I, you know what, one thing that I just learned, I don't know if you do that with audiobooks, but you can actually speed it up to 1.5. I know that you can, but I
Oh,
never did it before. And for
yeah.
certain parts, you can do the 1.5 and you still
Okay.
understand. In other
Okay.
parts, you go back to the norm so that it doesn't take a long time. But
Okay.
it's a great book. You're going to talk about it. Yeah.
All right. Something also bad habits that this one is silly and funny that I don't do anymore that I used to do. A lot. Click on the Facebook ad to buy stuff.
Oh, on Facebook ad.
Don't
Wow.
do that, people. It's always crazy things coming from China, and it's never the right size. I'm sorry, it happened to me twice with shoes. Once I saw those beautiful shoes made in Germany, okay, and it was like shoes like with design. I really like those shoes. For like summer shoes, very cheap, of course, and I'm like, oh my god, they were like very unusual. You wouldn't see that those shoes everywhere, and very flamboyant. Press on it, click on it on Facebook ads, order a pair of shoes, I'm like a 10, nine and a half, 10, depends, if it's flip flop or tennis, whatever. And then I see, when the receipt came back, I see tracking number from Wanzhou, blah. I'm like, oh, hell no, it's coming from China. It's supposed to come from Germany. And I know already, I know it's not going to be my size because it happened to me a few times ago. And then the thing arrived like 3 weeks later. It's like size freaking 7, of course. It's not, and it says 10 on
Oh,
it.
no.
It says 10 on it. I put my foot in it. Half of my foot is out, of course. I was so mad. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just keep
And
that for the shoes were beautiful. They came like in the picture, but they don't come from Germany with the size, with the European size. They come with their size over there, and it was too small. So I will never buy anything. Something else also I bought on Facebook. I will never buy anything from ads I see on Facebook anymore. ever,
Mm.
ever.
Yeah, I do. I
Because
bought
most of
things
it's crap.
From Instagram
Oh,
ads, but it's a real website that, like, American companies of, like, because
mm-hmm.
Instagram is the place that pops up a lot.
Yeah.
If you're there, like,
Mm-hmm.
tons of things, like, it's like, oh, this looks good, because they show the person using it or doing,
Yeah.
using the product and everything. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy this. But
And no good.
it's so far it's been okay. Yeah, no, like, big traumas, but I don't do it all the time. It's like a real company from here. It's not like
Okay.
weird ads
Yeah, no, I'm
from
not doing that
China.
anymore. Not anymore.
But yeah,
Okay, bad
learned your
habits
lesson.
that I don't do anymore, and I'm very, very happy about it. And Sylvia is thrilled about it. I'm always on time.
Oh,
Hey,
you are?
if I'm not with my husband is always late. But if it's me only,
Oh,
when we have our lunch and stuff, I'm never late. I'm always on time.
oh,
You know what I mean?
okay,
Maybe
yeah.
5 minutes late or whatever, but before, oh my God, when I was young, I ruined like trips and stuff because I was an hour late. Or once I was supposed to go to England with my cousin. I hope she's not, she doesn't speak English. She won't understand it anyway. I was supposed to go to England, taking the Eurostar. The Eurostar was leaving like 1 p.m. And I think I left my house at 1 p.m. I'm like, getting ready.
Oh,
It's not a metro. It's like taking an airplane. If you know, they're half an hour before they just
yeah.
train is leaving, you have to buy another ticket, right? And we were really young and broke. So I arrived at the I arrived at the train station. She's like, where have you been? No cell phones, of course.
Mm-hmm.
In the 90s, no, in the 2000, I think. Anyway, no cell phone, nothing. Sorry. And I said, oh my God, I'm so sorry. The train broke down, because in France, the train always breaks down. The metro and train, they always have something happening there. And I'm like, the train break down. So, we were stuck there for half an hour when I missed it. I'm so sorry. What are we going to do? She's like, oh, I hate those train companies. I hate them. So she called her
Oh,
boyfriend.
she's
I lied to her.
lying.
I've been lying to her for 30 years.
Oh
So
my
she called her
goodness.
boyfriend, and her boyfriend came, and he bought 2 new tickets for us. Oh, so nice. He was so nice. He was the only one with the job. So
Oh. Let's help out these girls.
and we went to London. So yeah, so no. So just to say that now, I actually hate being late, and I have a friend that Sylvia knows, who's still like that, who always come, was late.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that is another level of being late. That one, it's like an hour minimum of being like
minimum.
1 hour, like probably 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours from the. It's insane. From the time you tell her like it's 7 p.m., she's gonna show up at 9 p.m.
9
or
p.m.
8:30.
So now I just trick her.
Mhm.
I just lie to her, and I tell her the time that I want her to be an hour later. So she was supposed to
Yeah.
come at Eden First Communion during COVID. So you couldn't have any guests. And I couldn't have only 2 guests. And I asked her, so I'm like, she better be there. And communion was at 2 p.m. And I told her, oh, the communion is at 1. She came at 2, right on time. An hour
It's
late.
crazy, isn't it?
It should be done. It should be over. No,
Oh
maybe
my
not. No,
God.
she came in. No, sorry, she came in maybe half an hour, 40 minutes late, something like that. So after the ceremony would have been done because it's 1 hour.
Yeah.
And when she came, we were already sitting down waiting for the priest to arrive. And she came running. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh. And I'm like, no, you're okay. We're just starting. And she looked at me with shock, like, what? Like she was outraged and I lied to her. And I was like, girl, see, but you're on time now. We have to lie to you. You're not reliable. We have to lie to you. So yeah, so
Yeah.
now every time I see her, I lie to her. Every time.
I know. I remember one time we met up with her at a
for
restaurant,
dinner. Mhm.
and you had to lie, and she showed
did.
up. Yep.
And she showed up. We were drinking
Already sitting
the
down.
cocktail. We were just sitting down, drinking cocktails, and parking was horrible also to find parking. So you add that on top of being late, finding parking on that street. And she came in 15 minutes late. But
Yeah.
I told, and I was, when we were sitting down, remember I told you, look, I told her it was 6 p.m. It's already 7. She's not even here. But the dinner was at
Yes.
7, and I told her it was 6, and she's not even here. She should have been there waiting for us. And she came at 7:15. An
It's
hour.
completely crazy, especially here in US. People don't like that.
No.
They don't like that. You know, like birthday parties, they show up so like anything, any event, which really stresses me out because I'm like, okay, give me half an hour buffer here. Okay, if I'm hosting, don't show up at like if I say
Oh,
5 p.m. Do you really need to be here at 5 p.m.?
No,
But
they will be.
a lot of like the Americans, a lot of times they're very on time. They show up, or maybe they just know me now and they don't show up at 5. Because if they're gonna show up at 5, I'm gonna
Nothing
still
is
be
ready.
changing my clothes. They're gonna have to help out, like or finishing up the. But yeah, but like if you go to their place, their things, their events, you need to be there on time. And I learned the hard way that too, because I
yeah?
always go to like parties or like people's dinner things like that here. And like okay, like half an hour, and then I would have some people like, "Where are you? How come you're not here yet?" I'm like, "Oh, wow, am I supposed to be there on time?" Like there's no like half an hour kind of should be okay, right? Half an hour
Yeah.
late,
I
fashionably
thought you were
late.
not fashionably late. I thought you were always on time. I didn't think you were like fashionably
I
late.
was, well, the thing is after kids, because then I didn't know how to manage like the right time. And now I know. But like in the beginning,
The
I was
kids.
still like it took a long time for me to adjust to know when to go. And so I
Blame
was
the
always
kids.
kind of late. But in Brazil, with my freaking friends being super late, I was always on time. And then I had this friend again with all the phone thing, right? Like the cell phone. And he'll tell me, okay, I'll meet you in front of this restaurant at this time. I'm like, cool. And then I'll just wait and wait. I'm like, where is this bastard? It's
Ah,
been more than like, and you know what I started
no.
doing? And him and all other friends, I said, you know what? You guys are gonna like say it's 3 o'clock. Cool. I'm gonna show up at 4. Then I started being late. I started like, I'm gonna be
Yeah.
the one who's late. So
Yeah.
they would be there waiting for me every time. I just like turn the thing around, turn the tables. So I ended up becoming almost like, I developed a bad habit now because I'm actually arriving late to places.
I had too many people yelling at me when I was young because I was always late. That now I'm like, If I'm not with my husband, I'm going to be on time. When it's him, we're always late because he's still on.
I don't like it. I never liked it. This thing of
Yeah.
being late really annoys me. Patrick is like that too. Takes his time. I'm like, come on, like you're gonna be freaking late again. It pisses me off. I actually get so triggered when I'm like getting late. Like, oh, we're screwed. We're screwed. And then I start freaking out.
Yeah.
So
I
I
don't
don't
like
like
it.
that.
And I
Yeah.
always yell at him, you're always making us late. Always. Oh, by the
Mm-hmm.
way, because of that, when I went to this first Friendsgiving party, Friendsgiving dinner, they had a contest. Who's going to come late? They had a contest. The family hosting, husband, wife, and 2 kids. They had each a paper and they said, the first family to come is going to be blah, blah. The second family, and the last one was us in all of them. We were the last one to come.
Oh.
What? We were not. It was another family who was late. I'm like, you see? And
Oh,
I told Pascal, you see how the reputation you gave us with the late family?
bad rap.
Bad, right? Exactly. All right. So now stuff I need to work on. Bad habits. I need to quit sugar. Very
You've
bad
been
habit.
saying that for
Yeah.
ever.
I need to start somewhere. When's gonna happen? I need to quit sugar because I'm very addicted. I think I replaced with this, from the cigarette.
And it's worse because then,
When I quit
yeah,
cigarettes,
I mean, sugar is like, yeah, it's as
it's
bad
worse,
as
right?
cigarettes. It's the
Should I go
worst
back to
times.
smoke?
At least you'd be slim, but like slimmer, right? And you're not eating sugar. Sugar makes
Oh,
you bigger. So
I know. That's why people sometimes can wait. So yeah, I need to quit sugar. So that goes with it. I need to quit snacking in front of the TV at night because I like that also. To snack. So, but that actually I'm getting better at that. I'm almost not doing it anymore. No, I cannot say that word. You know what I mean?
procrastinate. Yeah,
Yeah.
procrastinate.
Procrastinate. Yeah. On project I have, and I think we'll talk about that also in another podcast. I need to start small, and then go, and during the week or during the month, continue to work on it, because in my mind, it's this big stuff I need to do. And I'm like, how am I going to start this? But you just need to start small. This way you're doing something. Because if you're thinking about the big picture, you're done. You're not going to do anything.
Yeah.
Especially if you're
Yeah.
doing it alone. If it's not something, with somebody else. If it's your things alone, I don't know if you have that. And it takes me a while to start, because I'm like, I want to do the big stuff now. And I don't do anything.
Then you can do it. Well, one example is like house, like tidying up a house, for instance.
Yes.
If it's all messy, what I do is, because like you can have two reactions, right? Like, which I feel right away when I see that, I'm like, oh gosh, this is gonna be like, I don't even know how long it's gonna take. It's gonna be awful. And then there's the other side of me who's like, you know what? Put something to listen to. Go one room by room, no rushing. Take your time, room by room. Tum, tum. And then I finally do the tour, like make a loop, and then I'm done. But like when I'm just going like one by one, without rushing, without like worried about how long it's gonna take, and then like, oh, go to the other room, and then you go to the other room, and then you're done. But when you see the whole thing, it's like, oh my God, kitchen, living room, bedrooms, clothes everywhere. It's kind of like gives you.
Well,
yeah, it's.
Once you send me the picture of your boys, remember the room? I was like, is that what happens? That today? You're like, no, it's every Saturday or something like that. You're like, it's every week.
Yeah, that they just take the clothes and throw them everywhere.
What? My problem is papers. I don't know if you have that problem. I have a lot of papers I have to either shred or file somewhere, and I just put them, in that basket, and that freaking basket is getting full, and I don't like it because it looks very untidy, and it looks like what do you call that?
Hoarders?
Oh yes, it looks like a hoarder basket. And I have maybe one or two baskets like that, paper in it. I hate it.
Oh, that you need to, there's no escape. Then you need to face it. That one you have to sit down and just do it.
But I need to start, maybe I'm going to be doing like maybe 10. You know what I mean? Or 7. And then tomorrow I do another one. But in my head, I look at the basket and I'm like, I need to get rid of that basket. But there's so much and I don't want to start.
What is that, like old bills, things like that? Like
bills and some paper. I'm like, I'm going to do that later. Or you can do it online. Why are you sending me papers? That's the whole thing I don't like. Sometimes I sign up for paper stuff and they send me freaking papers. Don't send me papers. I can do everything online now.
But you know what? Once you sit down, grab one basket, do one, like finish one and then do one other one. Like just sit down and do one basket. Like separate everything you have to throw out.
I know.
Throw in the trash.
Freaking baskets.
Be done.
But I must say, you're talking about your house. For the listeners, I went to Sylvia's house, what was it, 2 weeks ago? It's a beautiful house. I love it. I don't know if you cleaned it just before we came. It was. You could eat on the floor. It's beautiful, well, clean everywhere and well, how is it? Not decorate.
The decorations? No.
Decoration? No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Suzanne, help us.
Yeah. Susan, where are you?
Yeah, I mean, everything, looks really good. We had a fun party there. And beautiful house. So if you put, your heart to it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
It's a very good result.
I'm glad to hear that, and that people feel that way. That's good.
Of course, very welcoming house, really warm. Really like it. My mom also really liked your house. Yeah, very nice.
Nice. And we did a lot of singing. Too bad because we should actually have a clip and add to our Facebook or to Instagram page of us singing karaoke with our voices.
Not me. I wasn't in there. You and
oh no, it wasn't you. Yeah, that's right. We don't have any of us singing. Oh, come on, Pascal. He was like watching us, but he didn't record.
People wanted us to stop.
Next time we're going to record it. You guys are going to see it.
Okay. All right. I think I'm done with my list. Do you want to add something?
No, I think we're good.
But at least we have to work on the one we worked on already. Yeah, so, Guys, if you want to share with us your bad habits, the one you were able to fight, the one you're working on, or if you have the same as us, we would love to know and hear about it. We have a Facebook page, Instagram, and also we have our YouTube channel where you can see our clips. So don't be shy. Let us know. Okay?
All right. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in to High Vibes on the Mic. Until next time, laugh hard, stay silly, and never forget to bring your sense of humor. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.